Dude, the new album is so damn good. Dude, I mean, it is awesome.
Thank you very much,
Man,
man. That means a
dude,
lot.
it's absolutely, man. I'll admit I'm a bit of a stickler for newer music. I
Uh-huh.
listen to it, I'll give it a shot.
For
I
sure.
just I haven't really found a whole lot that I like. But man, your music is just so good. It sounds current, obviously, but it does have like that appeal to people who do
Mhm.
like older music. Is that
Sure.
something that's like conscious to you when you're writing, or you're just like, whatever the
Not
hell
at all.
comes out?
I just write what comes out and what feels good, and I
Yeah.
just kind of lean on my inspirations, I guess. And I'm inspired by things that, you know, uh, I listened to when I grew up. So it's
Yeah.
I think I'm very much in that realm. But yeah, there's sometimes like when writing a song, where it's like you'll feel it start to pull in a certain sort of direction. I think a
Hmm.
good example on the new record is the song Happy, where that song really
Yeah.
started to sound grungy, and so I was like, okay, so let's
Yes.
let's fully go in. Let's like, how would Nirvana, Failure, Alice in Chains, like how would they
Hmm.
attack this song? And so that's where that, like, once that showed itself, we started pushing hard in that direction. And so it's fun that when that happens.
Dude, as soon as I was listening to that song, immediately in my head, I was like, oh, there's kind of like a Stone Temple Pilots
Totally.
sort of Soundgarden-y feel to this. Obviously, not like in any way like a rip off of that. It just
No,
has
no.
that like, a little salt and pepper of
Grungy. Yeah.
grunge in there. And I was like, oh man, I like this. Like, yeah, like that's why I like this album. There's a pretty wide range as far as,
Sure.
how you're saying that you're taking like influences from what you listen to. Like you can kind of hear that in different songs. Like it's not
Mhm.
just like a one note album, which a lot of albums, kind of are, because obviously
Mhm.
you're writing them around the same time and
Yeah.
they're just going to have like a certain sound to it. But this album definitely has a range. And I think that that's like a very underappreciated thing with
Thanks, man. Yeah.
albums. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to, I think with the entire catalog of Mammoth, I kind of view it as like a spectrum, where there's
Hmm.
like all the way over here are softer songs like Distance or Think It Over from the first record.
Yeah.
But then all the way over to the left are songs like Stone from the first record or
Hmm.
Optimist from the second record, where it's like there's a lot of double kick or there's heavier
Yeah.
stuff. And then there's stuff in between that's sort of the core, like Epiphany, or on this
Hmm.
record, Something New is a very good, like, centered kind of core Mammoth sounding
Yeah.
song.
See,
So
I think I Really Wanna is heavy as hell.
definitely.
That song is so heavy. It's like as soon as that one came, I was like, oh boy.
Dude, it's
Like,
been we just played our fourth show of this
yeah.
tour, and it's so fun to play the new stuff. And I Really Wanna
Mhm.
goes off live. It's very, very fun.
Oh yeah. Dude, I could tell. Like there are certain songs that when you hear them, you're like, oh, I bet that's a fun live song.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
definitely.
that one, man. Do you have have there been songs that you've written where you thought, ooh, I'm gonna have a hard time playing that live?
Not, I think with this record, when we were recording the song, the title track, The End,
Yeah.
when I came up with that slapping part on the guitar that's happening throughout the first
Hmm.
verse, and then I do it on the bass, I have to
Yeah.
sing and play that live. And so
Hmm.
when I was recording it, my producer, Elvis Basquet, we always have this back and forth every record where I'm like, how the hell am I going to play this live?
Yeah.
And he goes, that's a problem for future Wolfie to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it was just a lot of practice and I got it down. But I remember when I was writing the vocals and the melody, I was
Mhm.
trying to do it while I was repeatedly doing that thing on the guitar so it could kind
Yeah.
of come naturally, and eventually figured it out. You just drill it in enough and you get it. But that
Yeah.
was very, very difficult to get.
So basically like cementing it to like muscle memory for the
Yeah.
guitar part, and then just and having that be a thing that you're not even focused on. Is that kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
the
it's a
goal?
lot like, I think it helps that I'm a drummer, because I think
Yeah.
drumming requires a lot of mental separation. You're like an
Mhm.
octopus. Your limbs are doing different stuff.
Yeah.
I think somebody I really aspire to and I look up to as a musician who's like the best at that is Les Claypool, from
Oh God,
Primus.
yeah.
You just watch him and he's just full on. It's like his hands, he's not even focused and he's like
Yeah.
rapping. Like the song Tommy the Cat
Tommy
is
the
like a
Cat is
great
the
example. Yeah. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bit like that, and really at the end of the day, it's just you got to practice and get it.
Yeah. Well, that, I mean, that makes sense. And whenever it's something you've written, it's your song. I'm
Sure.
sure it's probably easier to have that like go into memory as opposed to like
Mhm.
sitting down with like a tab and like
Yeah.
learning, fucking Crazy Train or something. Like it's a little
Definitely.
bit different. Like, cause I know whenever I'm just like jamming around and I'll try to sing, as soon as I kind of like start, immediately this all falls to shit. I'm like, oh no. Yeah. Like, oh, this isn't
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
absolutely.
Man, I mean, I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, so I'm not gonna ask like to do like a Mount Rushmore of guitarists because I'm sure you've gone through that all. But who do you think
No,
are some
no.
of the most like underrated guitarists? Like ones that you think, God, how does that person not get more attention?
I'll throw you a different angle at something that I
Okay.
think is really obvious. I think my dad is an incredibly underrated rhythm guitar player and
Mm.
songwriter. I think everybody looks
Oh,
at him
okay.
as Mr. Tap and he's Mr. Shred, but I think he that's just like a flavor to what he did. And I think
Yeah,
it's the fact that he was such a good songwriter and rhythm guitar player, which allowed him to be the shredder guy on top of it. Because there are plenty of people who are just great shredders and they're just running through scales and stuff, and
for
that's not
sure.
as interesting, So, but I think in terms of guitar players that are maybe underrated, I'd say one of my favorite underrated guitar players would have to be Malcolm Young from AC/DC.
Very, very
Obviously,
underrated.
Angus is very in your face and dancing
Mhm.
around while he was just in the back. But I think he is the greatest rhythm guitar player in history. He just had such a grit, um, and he's absolutely one of my favorites.
That's a great choice. Yeah. I always go, which I mean, obviously he's very well known and in a massive band, but I think
Mhm.
Alex Lifeson is very underrated.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like
Because there's
he
the whole other level of just the crazy time signatures that they play in. That's just all,
Jesus.
but still writing really memorable melodic
Mhm,
parts and not kind of falling into the prog trap of just running
mhm.
scales, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no,
So,
exactly. Like
yeah,
Rush is incredible, which I have the what's that I'm on? Yeah, the 2112, which
yeah,
2112, I think, when you listen to that whole thing as one, you're like, Jesus, Alex Lifeson is
yeah.
insane. Which Geddy Lee too on the bass, like
Yeah,
that's
being a
an
three
that's
piece is just one of the coolest things about them. I just love when
yeah.
just a three piece can just deliver something that powerful. It's so cool.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Terry Kath? You know who that is?
Huh.
Terry Kath is somebody that you should take a little dive into. He
Yeah.
was the guitarist for Chicago
Okay.
before Chicago turned
Oh
into
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
a kind of yacht rock kind of
Yeah.
thing. Which I love the yacht rock to Chicago,
Uh-huh.
but like back in the day, I'm sure you've heard the song 25 or 6 to 4.
Yeah.
So that's Terry Kath.
Got it.
And there's like a story where he was performing and like Hendrix saw him and was like, Jesus Christ, like this is the greatest guitarist I've ever heard, which,
That's
high
awesome.
praise. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
Terry Kath is one that
Terry Cat.
I think does not get enough attention, but God, he's
Awesome.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick one modern player, my favorite player currently is his name is Aaron Marshall, and he plays in a band called Intervals.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
they're an instrumental progressive metal band,
Mhm.
but he's got a lot of melody to his playing that I really appreciate. And I think in this day and age where there's so many incredible modern players like Tosin Abasi
Yeah.
and Tim from Polyphia and Pliny and stuff like that, I think Aaron is really underrated when it comes to all the modern
Mhm.
players because he's just he's so original and he's just my favorite. And he's
Yeah.
happens to be a wonderful dude at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's just he's the best.
Yeah. See, that's the thing where I think I get lost with a lot of newer music is it
Mhm.
seems like melody is kind of taking a back seat
Sure.
to just like showing off how good you are, which I get it. Like, especially like, but if you're doing that live, that's
Mhm.
great. It's like everybody wants like the solo and all this
Yeah.
stuff. But like you talk about like your dad like writing these amazing melodies that are like this perfect foundation for like shredding on top of that.
Mhm.
I think that base layer has sort of disappeared, but you've kept that.
Being
I
able
think
to,
well.
my dad taught, always said something that stuck with me with like writing guitar solos, which was like you should be able to sing the solo, you know?
Oh.
And
That's great.
while you can, there's shreddy moments that are fun, it's like it should be like I treat solos like it's a song within the song, it kind of
Mhm.
goes through these different modes and then it crescendos near the end, usually with like some tapping thing that sounds fun or whatever. But like I think being able to sing it it can be an important thing,
Yeah.
and that is what I think Aaron Marshall is so good at, is that while he is in that prog metal space, he's also like the lead singer of the band with the melodies he picks, because it's all instrumental, so it's
Yeah.
very cool.
That's interesting. Yeah, because whenever I think of like what to me are my favorite solos of all time, I can sing those songs in my head
Yeah,
like very easily.
yeah.
Um, like Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley, I
Totally.
think, is the greatest guitar solo of all time. Like, well,
Yeah,
both
absolutely.
solos, I guess
Yeah.
it's cheating a little bit, but I can like sing that there's like a melody to the
Mhm.
solo on top of Randy Rhoads just being fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
But yeah, like, what's your like in your head, like that's the greatest solo of all time? When you hear that, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Man, that's
I
so
know that's
tough.
tough.
I
You can
have
spout off a couple. There's no rules here.
yeah, I mean, I need to think. I mean, it's so, I mean, I'm biased because I always just think about like what dad did and stuff, and I
Yeah.
feel like, like Eruption is just a really important thing, because that was
Yeah.
initially just like him just messing around, but then it just became such an iconic thing. um
Yeah, it's funny. I played that at my high school talent show.
that's awesome. I
So,
love that.
I
That's
know. I just
incredible.
remembered that like right now. I was like, oh shit, I did do.
Well, then, speaking of Randy and tying in with, I had the honor to play it for Ozzy's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction last year.
Yeah,
Solo
yeah.
to Crazy Train. The Solo to Crazy Train is just it's iconic, and that's something that you can scream sing to when you're doing it.
Mhm.
It's so that's, touching on Randy. That's one of my favorites for sure.
That's a great one too. Yeah, I think Ozzy just got so lucky with guitarists.
Man,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
it is amazing because I think another underrated is Jake Lee,
Mhm.
just very underrated.
Yeah,
Um, because he kind of gets sandwiched in between Randy Rhoads and Zach Wild,
yeah.
who are both amazing, obviously. But like, I think Jake Lee, when you listen to like "Shot in the Dark," which has
Mhm.
like another like beautiful melody to this like guitar parts, and then
Yeah.
on top of it, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of guitarists that come to mind where I'm just like, I think you can tell a guitarist really like has it whenever you don't know the song, but you can hear the guitar and you're like, oh, that's Warren DeMartini or
Yeah,
whoever the hell.
exactly. That you can just tell from their tone and the way and
Yeah.
their inflection and melodic
Do you
voicings.
do you put a lot of thought into that? Into like, okay, how do I make my playing sound not like anybody else? Or is it
No,
just
I really,
this is how I
yeah,
play?
I think for it to be a natural thing, you just have to do it, and either it sounds like you, or it's, I don't know, it just kind of, for me, I just try to play what sounds good and what
Yeah.
feels good, and if that ends up sounding like me, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make something that sounds good and works with the song, and that's why sometimes I don't even do a solo in a song, because I feel like it doesn't need it. I'm not trying to shoehorn it into every song.
Yeah.
'Cause it's more about the construction of the song for me at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is an interesting way to look at it as well. It's like it's just thinking of the song as like one whole piece and
Yeah.
not because I always think about that too, is like how do you know when a song is done? Because I think that's very an interesting
It's
thing.
very tough. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like how when do you know to stop, painting? It's just
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of like that.
exactly.
But I think that's the fun thing, and I think overall, touching on that again, is that when there's separate people in a band, I
Mhm.
think that maybe pushes each member more to like maybe show off, like this is my moment sort of thing.
Mm,
And so I think with me playing everything on the Mammoth records, I'm able to like take a step back and treat everything as its own part, as its own whole together, rather than like I'm gonna go nuts over here because I'm the guitar player and I want to show off.
yeah.
It's more of just like I want to create this whole piece together with everything. You know what I mean?
That definitely I could see how that would make a massive difference. I
Hmm.
could see how, having 4, 5 people in a room trying to Yeah, it really is a miracle that some bands stay together as long as they stay together.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
don't get it. I don't get
Yeah.
how the Rolling Stones seem to actually like each other. And I mean,
Yeah, really
they,
lucking out. Yeah, it's a long
oh,
time to be together, man.
oh, if I'm around somebody for more than 2 days, I'm, I mean, I'm loading a gun and just in case, like, yeah, and they've been around for each other for 60 goddamn years, and
Crazy, man.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, you've definitely. It does seem like it would be just so much more stress. I mean, I guess that it is probably more stressful in a way recording everything on your own because it is just kind of
Yeah, I think
on
it's
you.
it's give and take, it's both sides. I think this is what, I've done the band thing, I've recorded many albums. I recorded one with my dad. I did two with a
Mhm.
band called Tremonti, with Mark
Yeah,
Tremonti's solo record, solo band. Uh, and it's like that's a fun thing, and I really like that process. But Mammoth started as just like my little project, that I just did on my computer and would write stuff, and so that's what it's been. It's been that challenge, I loved the first Foo Fighters record, and I was like,
mhm,
I want to see if I can do that. I can play everything. Why I should try and see if I can do it. And
yeah,
and I did, and it was fun. And so that's just kind of what works for me right now. And I mean, who knows? 3 albums from now, I could be like, I don't feel like playing drums or something.
yeah,
But I don't know. I think that's at this point, it's now like an important part of the process. Like that's kind of what makes it Mammoth, is that it is just my little solo project thing that kind of turns into whatever.
yeah. Well, your little solo thing is working out pretty damn well, I say. I mean, yeah, yeah, it's a nice hobby that, yeah, my God, yeah, that's because I mean, opening for some bands has to just be also kind of like a pinch me thing because I know like you toured with Metallica too at one point, right? You're
Yeah, we
opening for
were
them because I know you're
on
on that
their
tour.
on the 72 seasons the
Yeah,
world tour. I mean, they're still doing it, but for the
yeah,
initial run of 23 to 24,
mhm,
the whole, because they did this no repeat weekend where they played two
yeah.
separate sets for 2 days a week. And but the fun thing is that we were the only band to play every building with them. There were different
Oh,
openers. The Architects did some,
was it
Pantera did
Pantera?
some.
Yeah, that's I
Yeah,
thought
and so
Pantera was on.
and but so at the end of the tour, they actually gave, I wish I had a picture of it, they gave us a plaque that said perfect attendance award, and had a pick from every tour. So that they were really, really cool, man. Like we were
Yeah,
initially really, really nervous because we know that Metallica fan base can be very particular, any metal fan base, in
for
general.
sure.
And so but I think we took it as a fun challenge, because it's like opening for any type of band of that caliber is definitely scary, but it's a fun, almost like auditionary process. So it's like
Yeah.
you go up there, nobody knows who the hell you are, and if you can get people nodding their head by the end of the set, if one person from all the people in the crowd follows you on Apple Music, after you play, it's like, okay, job well done. It's a
Yeah.
fun it's a fun sort of, it's different than a headline show, but
Yeah.
it's very much a really fun thing too.
Yeah, it has to just be such an amazing experience, especially with a band like Metallica. I mean, obviously, there's lots of bands that it would be incredible to open for and get to kind of get that like firsthand knowledge. Like, did you learn anything from Metallica of like, oh, okay, so here's kind of like how this can elevate and like,
I
you know,
think, well, I mean, their stage was ridiculous. It was that
yeah,
center circle stage in the middle of
yeah,
the stadium. But I think overall, I've been doing this for a hilarious long time, considering I'm only
mhm,
34. Like I've been doing this since I was 15. So it's like, I think just being around and seeing everything I've seen, I've learned a lot, and known how to carry myself through stuff. But when it came to the Metallica stuff, I think they were just such wonderful people to us. Like they would
yeah,
regularly come into our dressing room, just say hey and just chat and be really nice. And I think that's encouraged us to really focus on that, because touring, I don't think people realize how tough touring is. You're away from your family. It's travel. It's tough to get sleep some nights on the bus, and sometimes the
yeah,
bus breaks down. A lot of the times the
yeah,
bus breaks down. And
yeah,
it's they were just so wonderful and so kind, that it just makes you really want to focus on that, like when you're touring with people, just to make it as good as possible, because it can be a tough thing. So I think they were just so great because they treat everybody so wonderfully. They basically bring a city with them everywhere they go. The amount of people, and
Yeah,
everybody's so wonderful and so happy. So it's like they're treating everybody so well. And I think the two rules that Mammoth as a band follows, no matter where we are, is be on time and don't be a dick.
pretty good
And
rules.
yeah,
Yeah.
great rules, and you'd be surprised at how many people don't follow those two rules.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like as long as you follow that, you'll be okay. It's good life
Yeah.
lesson too,
Well,
rules
yeah.
to
Well,
follow.
and not following rule one also means you're breaking rule two. So
Exactly. They
really a
kind of
twofer.
they coexist. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird how, don't be a dick is such a hard thing for a lot of people to follow. It's like it's
Yeah.
kind of easy to be a nice, a decently nice person. It's not like,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
don't. It's very unnecessary to just be a dick. You can
But
just be
also,
nice.
do you think people would, I mean, not that you would ever give anybody a reason to think this, but do you think that people maybe feel like, oh, I bet like because you got like all this attention at such a young age that you would be that way? Like, are people surprised that you're not a dick?
On paper, I think I should be.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But also, I don't think it's up for me. I don't think it's up for me to decide if I'm not an asshole or not. I think that's up for everybody else to decide.
Well, that's
So I'd like to think I'm not.
yeah,
And people, yeah, I do get that a lot where they're very surprised that I'm very grounded for the what I've been through in my life.
yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's just important to, I think, follow those rules and treat people how you want to be treated. And it's with the world could use a bit more positivity. Well, why not stack the deck on that end, instead of being
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah. It's easy to be negative, sometimes a little fun, but
Sure.
it's
I always find that my negativity is usually retaliatory.
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think if anybody, fires a shot at me, that's when I'm like, okay, I'll throw it right back
That's
rather than initiate. Like I just can't fathom like just going online and seeing something you don't like and just tell, like I don't know, like I just can't fathom like following Jonah Hill just to tell him you hate him or something. Like
yeah, yeah.
that's a weird thing. Like why wouldn't you want to fill your I would rather be playing like video games or listen to music or watching TV, doing
Yeah.
something I like instead of but I guess maybe some people like that, which is weird, but at
I
least I'm
yeah.
bringing people joy if they're hating on me, if that's something they love to do, that I'm bringing them joy in another weird way, I guess.
It is weird, man, because I think about too, like I'll see some of my comments sometimes. I'm like, God. I mean, some of them are very clever. Like the
Mhm.
insults are very clever. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like I'm not even mad about this. It's
Yeah.
just, but I do think like, why did you take the time to, even
It's a
write
bit weird.
this?
It's a
Like,
bit weird.
just go do something else. Like, watch something you like. Like, there's plenty of shit that I don't
Well,
like. There's plenty of music I don't like. I just don't listen
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I just don't interact with things I don't like, and
Yeah.
but it is weird. I think social media in like the last, you know, 10 years or so, like there's this like complete lack of empathy that has completely just eroded connections online. And it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like there used to be a line that people wouldn't cross, when being
Mhm.
like mean even. But now it's like, in the wake of losing my dad and stuff, like the stuff, some people, the stuff that people say to you is like, wow, how do you like
Yeah.
continue to just like operate as a like do you like have a family you go home to after you like happily type stuff like that? It's pretty
Yeah.
wicked.
Well, and that's the crazy is that we think in our head, like, oh, this is just some lonely guy, mom's basement, that whole cliche. Most of the time, it isn't. It is
Or
a
yeah, you
guy
watch
with like a
that like
wife and
South
two
Park season where
kids.
it's like Kyle's dad who like loves ruining people's lives,
Yeah.
you know?
Skank Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Skank Hunt 42.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it is a very dildo schwaggins type thing going
Yeah.
on with a lot of these people where you're like, oh my God, like this is what you do. Just put on Boston and
Yeah.
fucking just
And
go
just
off
go
on
for it.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I never really understood it, but that is just how some people roll. Like,
Yeah.
I can be like a little judgmental or whatever, but I keep it inside. I
Sure. I
think,
think I think everybody is like on the immediate reaction, a little cynical, especially now more, more
yeah,
now than ever. But it's like, I don't know, there's a way to operate, and I feel like if you have any sort of level of empathy, it's like not everybody needs to. That's why I love what did Bo Burnham say in the Inside, in that special, where he's like, do we need do we need everybody's opinion on everything that ever happens all at once? And
Yeah,
I don't think we need that.
I know. I rarely give my opinion about
We need to
things.
know less
Yeah,
about everybody, just a little bit.
exactly. Like I try not to give my political opinion, religious
Yeah.
opinions, and it's not that I'm ashamed of like what I feel or however. I just
No,
don't
it's just
think. I just why would anyone care what I think about any of
no,
that
you
shit?
always hate that at Thanksgiving when the uncle starts talking about politics, and it's like, why do we need to
Oh,
do this? Why can't we just I don't know, talk about the game or
yeah,
something, I don't know.
that's oh
It's
yeah. I
just
mean, our Thanksgivings typically do turn into full on fights pretty quick, but I think it's mostly just growing up in like a trailer park in Texas. That'll do
yeah.
it to you. You're just kind of born that way. It might be the lead paint,
Yeah.
WD-40, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I don't know, man. It's just weird. I don't know. People are just very strange. They're very interesting, and I do love people, but
Yeah.
boy, there's some weird ones out there. And that's
Certainly. There's a lot
yeah,
of them, so there bound to be some weird ones.
no, for sure. What's like who are some artists that people would be surprised that you listen to? Like, have you
Uh,
ever you told somebody you're a fan of a song or an artist and they were like, huh, really?
I think I hate gatekeeping in music, which is a funny sentence. But
Yeah,
like,
it
I think
is. Yeah.
gatekeeping is really dumb. I remember, like, in high school. I mean, I think in any high school, you're really judged for like whatever music you like, and it's like, I always
Jesus.
think that's so lame. So I think the more I've, grown up, the more I'm like, I just like what you like, and that's all good.
Yeah.
And recently I've been listening a lot to this band, The Midnight, and they're like
Mm,
they're a synthwave band with like saxophone solos and stuff, and it's just
yeah.
really comfy listening, and it's not metal or rock in any way, but it's great. And I think, just if there's anything that resonates with you and you like it, then that's okay.
Oh, dude, I'm with you, man. I'm a big sucker for a saxophone.
Hell yeah.
Any song with a sax. Something might say I'm a sax addict. Which, God, what a cheap joke to make. But yeah, but I am like I don't know if you ever listened to Tears for Fears,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
their album Songs from the Big Chair, which is one of the greatest
Hmm.
albums of all time. The song Working Hours, just
Hmm.
like this beautiful sax, and I can listen to that
Yeah,
all day. As much as I love metal, as much as I love, like Genesis, like early Genesis and all that shit,
totally.
I can listen to Tears for Fears or any like 80s kind of like new wave stuff and be
Absolutely.
just happy. But
Yeah,
you're
if
right,
it's
you are right about that, about high school just getting judged by your musical taste, probably almost
mhm.
more than anything else, because boy was I judged for my
Oh yeah, dude.
my
It's like,
taste.
like in Blink-182, everybody made fun of me and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
or just even like listening to AC/DC. It's like, why are you listening to that? Yeah, I don't know. It's
yeah.
dumb. Like, if you didn't like what everybody else liked, you weren't cool. But it's
Yeah, because I hated what everybody else liked mostly, not by choice. It would
yeah,
have been so much easier to love, Lil Wayne or like country music. I mean,
yeah,
I never liked country music, and
yeah.
it's not
Not my thing.
like, yeah, I just don't get it. But I'm not gonna make fun of somebody because they listen to fucking George
Yeah, and
Strait.
you're not gonna go to Luke Bryan's Instagram and tell him to kill himself. You're just not gonna listen to him.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, yeah. No, no,
So
I know
yeah.
it is interesting because yeah, just I've never really understood it. I've never really like just outwardly just made fun of someone for their like music or movie
No.
taste or anything like. Is there a go-to tour bus movie for you? Like, what do you usually
I
watch when you're on the bus?
I have a list of movies that I feel like I can watch over and over, no matter what.
Oh, okay,
And I think that is Liar Liar, Jim Carrey,
okay,
Happy Gilmore,
yeah.
um, and Galaxy Quest. You ever watch Galaxy
With
Quest
is that
with
with
Tim
Tim Allen
Allen and
and
Sigourney
Alan Rickman?
Weaver and Alan
Yeah.
Rickman? That
Oh,
is,
great
I
movie.
don't even like Star Trek. I know it's not a Star Trek movie, but like,
Yeah.
it's just it's so good. And then Oh, recently, a movie that has come up that was a good one. Me and my guitar player, Frank, we
Mhm.
quote all the time is Game Night. You ever see Game Night
Oh, is it the one
with
with Wilf? No, not Will Ferrell.
no, it's
Is
with
it? Wait, Game Night.
Jason Bateman and it's there's this one what's his name? Jesse Plemons, where he plays
Oh,
this like
okay.
this really creepy cop security guard guy. It's
Oh,
hilarious, and we
I gotta
quote it all
watch
the time.
this. Big
It's really good.
Jesse Plemons
It kind
fan.
of just like came and went, but it was such a great movie, and we quote it all the time. So that I think has been on our list. Also, I think
Yeah.
we'll like the movies that are really watchable. Like anytime I'm on like a plane, I have like the John Wick movies on my iPad, and those are
Yeah.
easy watches. But
Yeah. I'm a big easy watch. I like a good easy watch.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like I have my handful of movies too. Like
yeah,
Jurassic Park is
hell yeah,
top of the list. Lost Boys, just
yeah,
kind of random movies. You don't really got to put a whole lot of thought into Lost Boys. It's
hmm
teenage vampires. They look
yeah,
cool. That's about it. Uh, Corey Feldman's in it, and that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of that's about all I need for a movie to be enjoyable. Because
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what? There was a recent movie I saw that also I didn't realize how entertaining it was, considering I wasn't too interested in it. But that Dungeons and Dragons movie they put out a couple years ago,
oh really?
even if you don't like Dungeons and Dragons, it's
Mhm.
like a really fun movie. I didn't realize how
Yeah,
good that movie was. It was really funny and very fun. So if you're even kind of remotely interested in nerdy stuff like that, it was actually really fun.
I got to check that out. You know what? Dungeons and Dragons is something that I really
I
am jealous of
always
people who are
wanted to
into.
play Dungeons and Dragons, but I never had a friend
Yes.
group to do it.
No, never did. And I mean, obviously, like growing up around here, like in the deep South,
Yeah.
if you do that, you may as well be, sacrificing people. The Satanic Panic is very alive and
Yeah.
real still here.
Yeah.
So there was not a lot of Dungeons and Dragons stuff going on.
Mhm.
But I remember seeing, stuff about it and thinking, God, that just seems like so much fun. And I
Well, then you
really
see
wish,
how big like Critical Role and stuff is, and like
yeah.
Dimension 20 over at Dropout, and it's just like
Mhm.
that just looks so fun to just be with your friends and just talking
Yeah.
about slaying dragons and stuff.
God, I know. And have like, Led Zeppelin playing in the background, eating pizza, Mountain Dew,
Absolutely. It'd be awesome. It'd
be
be
a
amazing.
goddamn troll or whatever the hell you want, a wizard. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, but you have to have a really dedicated friend that wants to be like the DM who's like really into that.
yeah.
And I don't have a DM in my life, I guess.
No, I don't either. I am very DM-less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to be on the lookout for a DM because
Yeah.
I'll start Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what you call it, a clan, a group. I'll
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
one with you.
Let's do it.
Uh, yeah, man. I just think it would be so much fun. I
Yeah,
could
it'd be
never
great.
be a DM. I'm not a
No,
spotlight type person.
no, neither am I, which is ironic considering I'm the lead singer of a rock band, but
Yeah.
it's not my personality type at all.
But that is the case, I think, with a lot of people. They say
Yeah.
Hendrix was like painfully shy.
Yeah,
Um,
it's almost like that's a necessary part for like the creative aspect of it
mhm.
all, but then having to force yourself to like push yourself out there and represent it is a very tough thing. I got really bad nerves. So it's and my dad was the same way, you know. It's
Oh,
just
really?
yeah.
Like a performance anxiety, kind of like pre-show, like
Yeah, super
yeah,
just super nervous, you know. And
yeah.
over the years I've gotten better at handling it. I think I
Mhm.
really have only realized that it's on like nights of firsts, like the first night of the tour or the first time playing a new
Ah,
song. I'm always very nervous, which is why the first show of this tour where it was the first show of a new tour and we were playing a bunch of new songs. I
oh,
was
Jesus.
beside myself. But now that we're about four shows in, I'm a bit more comfortable.
Yeah. Is that about like how long you think it takes for you to kind of get in the groove? About 4 shows that's like, oh,
Yeah,
now we're cooking with oil.
we rehearsed for, a couple weeks because it was a big like the show. I don't know if anybody's seen any videos of it, but like
Mhm.
we have like a screen behind us now. We're kind it's almost like we brought
Yeah.
like an arena show into a
That's
club. It's
awesome.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to like organize now and like to make like a whole show. So there was a lot of things to remember. Like I made a mistake 2 shows ago where I have a wireless mic now, so I can like move
Yeah.
around. And there are two mic stands on the sides of the stage, so I can go over
Mhm.
there and hang over by John, or I can go over there and hang over by Frank and
Yeah.
play. And at the end of one song, I ended up leaving the mic on the left side of the stage without realizing. And I have a keyboard that I play for some songs, and I started a song by the keyboard, and then I ran to the front to start singing, and my mic wasn't there. So I just missed like the first bit of the chorus, just standing there like a dumbass, like, where
Yeah.
did I? So I just ran back to the piano to sing more, and I realized I left the mic over there. For a second, I was like, who took the mic? And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it was me. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Do you need a Madonna mic? You know, a little like
Yeah,
yeah, like you're
just there.
Lance Bass or something,
Yeah.
or Justin Timberlake, whichever one you want to be. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's hilarious. See, I'm a big like I get nervous before anything. I'm just a
Absolutely.
nervous animal,
Oh,
like a
I'm a diagnosed, medicated, anxious person. Yes.
same. Yeah, same twinsies. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, good lord. Yeah, I'm yeah, it's and I've been also medicated on for about 10 years. And boy, I tell
Mhm.
you, it hasn't done a damn thing for me.
It's the
Uh
funny thing though, is that like you think it hasn't, but then you stop taking it and it's like, oh, we can go lower. It's
well,
even worse.
yeah, true. Well, and I say that, but I haven't had a panic attack in
Yeah.
forever. So I guess really it is working. I think I just run anxious,
Yeah.
like I think this is
Geek
how
out.
I am, just scared of everything.
Yeah.
Like a chihuahua, like they just always look at like afraid to be alive.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like as soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no, not another one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Feel that.
but I think it's very healthy that you're able to like get on stage and do these like massive shows and and still perform like a kick-ass show. Definitely shows like a large amount of willpower and
Yeah.
mental toughness, I think.
Yeah, totally, man. It's very fun, and just to be able to, I don't know, it's to be able to carve my own sort of, niche out, and kind of outside of the family name, and to be able to try and represent myself as my own person instead of, I think there's a lot of people out there who just kind of see me as a bag of my dad's blood. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
which is fair. I mean, it's
yeah,
it's
totally.
how
And that's
yeah,
that's just because of that's a testament to how inspirational and incredible my father was,
for
and so I'll
sure.
always accept that as a positive thing. But, at the end of the day, I would love to be, treated as my own person with my
Yeah.
own, personality and my own interests and my own artistic merit. And I don't know, I think this time around I'm really starting to see it with this record, that people are really actually seeing me for my own person. And
Yeah.
it's very cool, to have the support to be able to play these shows, and that people are actually showing up, and you see people singing songs off the new record that's only been out for 2 weeks, that it's like, that's really cool, man. It feels really great.
Yeah. Well, I think you're definitely doing that. I mean, you're definitely, yeah, carving your own, or paving your own path, without a doubt. I mean,
Mhm.
because I'll be honest, like most of this time, I haven't even really put the two together of like you and your dad. I mean, obviously I know, but like,
Yeah.
I'm. It's just, yeah, I think it'd be more. It's just,
I
just
think that's maybe a
Wolfgang
big
from
reason
Mammoth.
why I still play everything. I feel like it's
Mhm.
like I need to be doing something different than my dad. If I was just sitting there playing guitar and stuff, I would feel like there's more comparisons there. But I think that I'm doing something completely different than my dad did is
Yeah.
part of like a point of pride, I guess. Because it's like I could easily just like shack up and be like, hey, I'm the only place where you can hear Panama being played by Van Halen. But it's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never want to do that. I would rather,
Yeah.
my dad had a really good quote back in the day when they were doing a lot of covers on the album Diver Down, and he
Mhm.
didn't like that. And he said, I would rather fail on my own than succeed with somebody else's material. And that's exactly
Yeah.
how I feel about playing Van Halen stuff. It's like I can do it, and I have done it on the special occasion, like for the
Mhm.
Taylor Hawkins thing, and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But overall, it's just like I would rather fail doing Mammoth stuff
Yeah.
than succeed playing Panama every night. It's not in the cards for me.
No, that's the best mindset to have, without a doubt. Because then at least you know that whether you make it or not, at
Mhm.
least you made it or didn't based on your own, you know,
Well, people like to
abilities and
think
your
that
own
it's
talent.
almost like my dad is somehow like pulling strings with me going through the business, and it's like, sure, the name can open doors and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's like if I couldn't play and nobody liked what I was doing, those doors would close right away. You
I
know,
do
they'd be like,
exactly.
"Get the fuck out, you suck,
Yeah.
man." So it's
Like
like,
the people will decide whether you're good enough or not. Like I
exactly,
hate the idea of like a nepo baby. That term also is just dumb as hell. Like
yeah.
and it's mostly with actors, you know, like you'll see like an actress or an actor and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, this is their mom is so and so. And you're like, well, okay, yeah, like that's not the
But they're
reason that
still
they're in
there
these
because
massive
they're good.
movies.
Like, you know who else is a nepo baby? Is Jamie Lee Curtis, and
Yeah.
she's a legend. You know, it's just
Yes.
like if they're good enough, they'll stay, and if
Yeah.
not, they won't. It's kind of as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, opening the door is one thing, you know, because
Mhm.
like, you know, if both of your parents are doctors, chances
Yeah.
of you becoming a doctor are pretty high just because
Yeah,
you
like,
grew
that's
up
an
around
example I
people
love
where
to
it was
use. It's like
achievable.
if my dad owned a bait and tackle shop, you best bet I'd be running the fuck out of it
Yeah.
right now. You know, it's just
Yeah.
it's a family thing, and I think I'm just more inclined to, from an early age to be all about music, and
Yeah.
I'm just running, my dad's shop.
Yeah. That's yeah, a great way of looking at it. And it seems more achievable, you know, like
Mhm.
it's not as much of like a fantasy world as it might be for like a kid in, you know, the middle of Oklahoma or something, which
Sure.
so I get that difference, but ultimately you still got to have what it takes and, you know,
And
and the
even then,
work ethic. I mean,
it's still a very luck-based thing, man. I feel very lucky and grateful to have the success that we've had with Mammoth thus far. The fact that people show up to shows and stuff is still insane to me, you know.
yeah.
It's just the music business is a crazy thing. So it's like to be able to be traveling. Like I don't even know where I am right now. I'm in Biloxi, I think.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like,
quit bragging, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that it's like, I get to travel and I get to, to play music for people, and that's really, really cool, and
Yeah.
that's not lost on me, and so
Yeah.
feel very lucky.
That's a man. I mean, it's such a great mindset. And good Lord. Yeah. I don't know if I would have it if I was in your position. I'll be honest. I think I'd probably be a little bit of a tyrant. I think it's in me somewhere. Yeah. Do you have like a certain city or country wherever where whenever you see it on the list, you're like, oh man, I cannot wait to perform there. I know that's going to be a kick-ass show.
It depends. I think I love, doing hometown shows because it's always nice, but
Yeah.
it really depends. I think there's some places we actually haven't been that I'd love to go. Like we've never been to Japan. Mammoth hasn't been to Japan, or like Australia and stuff like that,
Mm,
South America, you know. But
yeah.
it's very fun traveling everywhere, like even going to Europe and stuff like that. We've only been there like 3 or 4 times, but I don't know. There's nothing really I think it's really a matter of like seeing if, like what like the tickets are for the shows. Like for
Yeah.
example, we're about to go play Orlando tomorrow, and
Yeah.
it's officially the largest headline show we've ever played before.
Hell yeah.
It's for over 2,000 people, and we've never done that before as a headline
Damn.
act. And so like we're sitting there waiting, like, okay, it's going to be crazy. We need to make sure we do a good show, and we're excited, but we're also very nervous. And so it's
Yeah.
like that's when it's like when you see that, it's like, okay, that's when it's like it's probably going to be a good show because it's sold out really early, and people are, they're going to be there, and they're there for you. It's not like opening for Metallica where it's like, yeah, there's going to be 20,000 people when you're playing, but like maybe 10 of them will know who you are, or
Yeah.
give a shit. This is where
Yeah.
it's like it's probably going to be a pretty cool one, so I'm really excited for that.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be so fucking awesome. That's gonna be such a good show.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy, man. That again, like talking about just like it's not lost on me. Like 2 years ago for the Mammoth 2 record and for that headline
Mhm.
tour, we couldn't believe the first show we ever played. I think it was in Santa Ana, California. It was our first show for over 1,000 people. And so
Yeah.
now almost every show on this tour is for over 1,000 people, and now there's a couple that are over 2,000, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we're just very excited and very, thankful and grateful. It's crazy, man.
Dude. That yeah, man. I'm so happy for you, dude. I mean, just
Thanks,
being
man.
able to do all that. I mean, to really be able to pull it off and just have this like success, and it's your own success. It's not like built
Well,
on
I'm very
anyone
lucky to
else's.
have a lot of people around me that I trust and that are very,
Yeah,
that are just very good at their jobs. And I love my live band. They're the best. And it's, we travel like one big happy family on a bus together, and it's just fun.
yeah,
That's another important part of it, is that you basically have like a whole other family on the
yeah,
road that you just travel with, and you share all these experiences together, and it's
yeah.
great.
Well, I know Frank. I mean,
Mhm.
Frank. I've talked to a
Yeah,
handful of times. Very nice guy,
yeah, he's the
and
best.
yeah. So yeah, that I'm sure makes a massive difference.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. That's. Do you have a pre-show ritual? Like Almost Famous kind of thing.
The only pre-show ritual we have is that we have to make sure that the song Night Prowler by AC/DC plays before we go on
Oh,
stage.
that's a
We
good one.
also do, the double fist bump to everybody that happens to be there backstage before the show. So those are
Yeah,
nothing too crazy, it's just we got to do the double fist bump for everybody, and Night Prowler needs to play before the show. Those are the
yeah.
two things.
Oh, that's pretty good. Night Prowler and some double fisting. Always
Yeah.
a good way to kick off a show. Jesus.
Night Prowler and Fistin'. That's the
Yeah,
way to
Night
start
Prowler
any
and
show,
fisting.
man.
Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good Lord. Do you have a favorite album of all time? That's a loaded
Off
question
the
out of
top of my
nowhere,
head,
but
I
yeah.
could probably, nail it down to 10 that are really important to me. But off the top of my head, one of my favorite records of all time is from this Australian band, Carnival. They have
Oh,
a record called Sound Awake, which
okay.
sonically, musically, song-wise is one of my favorite records of all time. So if anybody who knows that record would agree with me, and anybody who doesn't should listen to
I wrote it down because, yeah, I mean, not even gonna lie, I've never heard of it in my
Oh,
life.
they're so
Which,
good.
so 100%. Well, when you
Yeah.
said Australian, immediately I thought, oh, Midnight Oil.
I think
It was not Midnight
a good
Oil, but
representation. I think if you're at all interested in like Tool or anything,
oh yeah,
you'll really like Carnival. That's like people who showed it to me was like, "Do you like Tool? Check out Carnival." And it's not exactly the same thing, but it's their own thing, and it's awesome. It's so
oh,
good.
I'm a
But
massive,
Sound Awake is one of my favorite
yeah,
records.
yeah, I'm a massive Tool fan,
Yeah, they're
massive.
one of my favorite
That's
bands.
yeah, Adam Jones, without a doubt, one of the nicest human beings on the planet.
Dude, Danny Carey for me, just as a drummer, he made me a better drummer, and it's really
Justin
crazy. But
Chancellor's incredible.
talking
Yeah,
about Justin Chaz, each one talking about like a Mount Rushmore. Each member of Tool is on a respective Mount
yeah.
Rushmore for each
It's like
each
Led
instrument.
Zeppelin. Like
Yeah, exactly.
they're all the greatest at their own. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and uh, I actually, which is crazy to say, I actually kind of hit it off with Maynard because we did the Aussie thing together.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Aussie, that Aussie thing is the only reason why. Like I remember we played Download a couple years ago, and Pussifer was there, and my guitar player John was like, "Dude, Maynard's over there in the courtyard," and I was like, "Cool, I'm not gonna bother him at all." There are some people that I love and such a big fan of, that I would
Mhm.
like never bother them. And Maynard
Yeah,
was one of them. But we were forced to work together
yeah,
for the Crazy Train thing, and we actually hit it off. He's a wonderful guy, and
yeah.
we text every now and then, which is crazy because he's literally my favorite singer of all time. So it's
That's awesome.
he's very, very awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy because you had to have just met so many people, like from a very young age. Meet all these
Mhm.
people that So it seems like I think most people probably think that something like that would be lost on you, or not lost on you, but just like it becomes sort of second
Totally.
nature.
I can
And
understand that, but no, I
yeah,
mean that's just how I am. Like like Justin Chancellor too. I remember I was
yeah,
at I saw Meshuggah on the Kolos tour, and
mm,
uh, Justin Chancellor was next to me at the Wiltern in Los Angeles, and he was standing right next to me. I didn't say anything. I just couldn't bring myself to bother him, and he's one of my favorite bass players ever. So
yeah,
that's just how it is for
yeah,
me. I'm too shy. I think there's that anxiety, coming in
yeah,
to play.
yeah,
But also I just don't want to be like, for example, like at the Taylor Hawkins thing, like I was around uh Paul McCartney for like a couple minutes.
Jesus.
And
Yeah.
I just could not bring myself to be the 50-second person that walked up to him and said, "Dude, Beatles," like
Yeah.
I just couldn't
Yeah.
do that. And I was around him a couple more times, and I still just, it's like, sorry, man, like I'm not gonna. You're Paul McCartney. Everybody's gonna walk up to you and bother you. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
it. You're too cool, and I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it.
I know exactly how you feel. Like I mean, I've never met Paul McCartney, but even if I did, if I saw him,
Neither have I.
yeah, well, yeah, true. Yeah. But I would not be able to. And I'm like that with anybody really.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just being like a burden on that
Yeah,
person in
that's how
some
I
way,
feel
which it
too, man.
really isn't. That person's just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, come on.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I feel very weird about it.
Yeah, no,
And so I
I'm right
get
there.
you,
I'm right there with you.
man. Yeah, but a picture with McCartney would have been pretty kick ass to have. So
Yeah, it definitely would have been cool, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think I just couldn't do it.
But Ozzy, I mean, at least getting to, do that is,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's when something you can't ignore, because Ozzy and Sharon were the ones who requested I be there, so it's like you can't say no to that.
yeah. Yeah.
So that was a lot to figure out and process, but yeah.
Have you ever heard the Ozzy David Lee Roth story?
Which one?
Okay, that was, yeah, I probably should have asked it that way. The one where Ozzy was kidnapped.
No.
Okay, so apparently the story is that like Van Halen was opening for Sabbath.
Yeah.
Would have been like probably about 70, 78. It was very
I think
early.
it was 78, yeah.
Okay, 78. And they were performing in Nashville.
Okay.
And Ozzy and David Lee Roth went out, partied. David Lee Roth was like, all right, I'm hanging it up for the night. Ozzy not hanging it up for the night. So the next day they're trying to find him because they got another show. Can't find him anywhere. Go to his hotel room. He's not there. They call the police, get the police to basically like start a manhunt for Ozzy. And they're looking everywhere, cannot find him. They believe that he had been kidnapped and at any point is going to be held for ransom. And then they asked David Lee Roth because they're like, well, fuck, we got a show tonight.
Yeah.
Now this is like almost 2 days later. And they're like, we got to perform. So they asked David Lee Roth to sing for Sabbath. The David Lee Roth was like, I don't know any of your songs, so can't do that. And then Ozzy just strolls in. It's like, hey, everybody. They're like, what the fuck? Apparently, he had gotten like so fucked up that he walked into just a random hotel room and slept for 24 hours straight.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, see the story, I don't even know if anybody knows this story, but I remember this, my dad told me this story, and I got to confirm with Ozzy that it happened, and I made Ozzy laugh when I saw him that was the last time I saw him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah.
I got to spend like, 10, 15 minutes just kind of talking with him. And I asked him if this story was real, and he started laughing really hard, which is funny. There was, I think it was after one Sabbath, show where Van Halen had opened, and they were all at a bar, and Roth was like blasting disco, and it was bothering everybody else in the bar. And so while he was just like at the bar or something, basically Ozzy had come up behind him and started cutting his hair without him realizing. And I had known that story forever, and I asked Ozzy if that was true, and he started laughing his ass off. He was like, "Yeah, I did that." Which, that is just a hilarious story to me. Just the fact that he was stealthily cutting David Lee Roth's hair behind his back. That's
amazing.
Very, very funny.
God, Jesus, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be you have to have just a million of those stories, which
it was, I mean, maybe of like days past, but when it comes to like Mammoth, we're remarkably boring.
Yeah.
I don't really drink, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've seen this new wave of like bands in this day and age where it's like you care more about delivering the best show possible rather than being out here for like the rock and roll lifestyle, and that's, I'm out here because I want to connect with the audience and play the best shows possible, not because I want to, do blow and get fucked up. Like, I like any day off, I'm in my hotel room like playing video games or trying to get sleep for the next show.
Yeah, there's probably a little more longevity in your your
my
way of
approach.
doing things. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude. Well, man, I've held you way too long. This has
it's
been an
been great, man.
absolute blast. I mean, more than welcome to come back
Dude, yeah,
anytime you want.
I'd
Talk
love to, man.
movies, talk music, talk
Let's
whatever
do
the
it.
hell you want. All right. Well, before we go ahead, plug, promote anything you'd like. Any last words for the people? You know.
Sure. Well, thank you just for having me. This was great. We
Sure.
got to do this again. But yeah, so my band Mammoth has a new record out called The End. You can go to our new fancy website URL mammoth.band, which is very fun.
Hell yeah.
Or follow me on socials. I'm Wolf Van Halen, like on Instagram. That's probably where I'm active the most. And come see a show or check the record out. But yeah, we're on tour right now.
Hell yeah.